Technology is changing the face of storytelling in some of the most remote parts of the Northern Territory. The rollout of the 3G network enabled remote Aboriginal communities to be connected to the digital world. And now a group of Indigenous storytellers is using mobile phones to report from the field.
In February 2011, in remote Northern Australia, an innovative mobile journalism program gave a group of Indigenous people the technology and the skills to enable them to tell mobile stories from their own perspective.
It's all about self-determination. It's about giving these people an opportunity to be part of the whole media landscape.
Yo, g'day, my name's Gerald Yorkwe.
11 aspiring journalists from across 6 remote communities have been set up with this equipment. They're called Mojos, or mobile journalists. It's this technology that's enabling Indigenous stories to be seen across the world.
We chose the iPhone 4 because it shoots in HD. It's actually quite robust, and we used it in cyclones and 95% humidity and dust. We married with the iPhone 4 little device that the iPhone sits in. We married to that a little directional mic and a little light on top. And then there it is.
Evo Burham is the executive producer of the NT Mojo project. To find the mobile journos, he travelled across the top end and as far south as Largemanu. The interest was overwhelming.
We would meet a raft of the candidates for the Mojo program. We would talk to them, and the ones that were still interested, which was generally the whole group, we would interview. At the end of the interview, I'd ask them to interview me, and I would give them the iPhone, and they would instinctively press the right buttons and go to the app and start the thing rolling.
But this project has been realised only because of access to communication services. Until recently, remote Northern Territory communities couldn't join the digital world. The rollout of the 3G network over the past 5 years has made mobile phone and broadband access possible.
Technology has made things cheaper, it's made things smaller, more widely available, I guess faster, and more accessible.
ABC reporter Will Tinapple is also a mobile journalist, using similar technology to tell Territory stories. He is part of the ABC Open initiative.
The Mojos project is really cool. It enables people to be more involved in the stories surrounding their lives in new ways.
Welcome to Remo News. All the news from Remengining. My name is Jerry Alpoy. Good evening.
After the stories are shot and edited, they are uploaded to the internet using an application on the iPhone. Stories on the website range from bush medicine to the road conditions at Remengining.
Unable to pass at the moment. It's so bad through trying to get the rock in.
There's no longer the gatekeepers or the bottlenecks of disseminating those stories or getting them seen. The whole process is in their hands.
So I'm your private tour guide.
Ron Puntamalui is a mobile journalist on the Tiwi Islands. He likes to tell stories about his Tiwi history and culture.
The Catholic nuns have always been part of our life, and this museum is one of my favourite places here. Back then I used to be a tour guide, and I used to take tours out on that tour. So I made a story about myself.
It puts the power to tell stories in the hands of the individual, which is really great. So they could be walking around with this phone in their pocket, pull it out, if something happened in the community, if there was an event, and they could tell that story.
Hi, my name is Richard, and I'm from Numbula, and this is how we spend our time.
The Mojo project will be rolled out in one remote school in the top end in the coming months. But the overall future of the project isn't guaranteed. It relies on federal government funding. It's hoped the 11 mobile journos who've already completed the training program will continue to tell their stories.
I think it's important that we support people who have shown an interest in doing that stuff to be able to, carry on doing that through employment, through connections, maybe through partnerships.
The great thing about this project is that maybe it'll spark an interest in one of the Mojos to want to go on and do more training. Maybe they'll want to go to Bachelor and do some more training.
Hello, we are Kalangu Mojos. stay tuned and look out for our great stories coming out soon.